I am going to ask Ibrahim. I mean, he's already crying, so I've done my job, I guess, according to Terry Gross. I'm gonna ask you the question we talked about earlier, which is.
That's a very difficult one.
I know, it's how I have to say it so they know what the question is. Why and when did you make the brave decision to make your life in art?
So, I mean, like, why? That's because I want to make new. And as most of you know, or if you don't know, I come from family of potter. My father was a potter, and he's my first teacher. He's the one taught me really how to work with clay or to love clay, you know. And I just would go and see the historical work in the museum, the Islamic work or the Egyptian work. And I feel like we are, even now with our technology, what we have, we are very far away from this period of life. So I try just to make new from it. And I really never thought to become an artist in the beginning, you know. I just want to do what I love, and that's what's bringing me to this place. So it started like curious, you know, like what you, part of the thing I love in the clay studio here too, the children crosses you make. Because if I didn't see that when I was child, if I didn't get in love with it when I was young, I will never move to be in this place now. And that is very fantastic to see all these children coming and watching, and because every time you see, you get vision. You think more. Artist is someone who can see very well, not with his eyes, with his vision. That's very important. So yeah.
That's wonderful. And I love that, you know, having your father making artwork, you're seeing it, but you immediately, I feel like when we've talked, you immediately went beyond the idea of copying. You wanted to go to the museum and learn, because you've said over and over you wanted to make your own vision.
my own ideas, and using the, like in the time, my father studio was in Fustat, and Fustat was like a commercial studio, like people repeating everything every day. It's no new, it's no exciting really of it, you know, like they using the wheel as a machine. They doesn't, you know, is not enjoying of it, you know. So even when I was in young age, I would like carving more than throw. I didn't start to throw really in the wheel before like 18 or 19 years old. So since I was child, I would go hand building, play with clay, like carving. I love the carving, the architecture in Egypt so much. And I started like that. And my father would make me a vase with his work, and I would carve on it. And it started like that, like you see. But also the good thing about it, and that's very important, my father has a lot of artist friends. So they would come to him, so many people come to him to help them doing some work in the wheel. So since I am child, seeing how these people thinking, seeing their drawing, what they doing, that's also another way I learn it from a lot.
I have to tell a secret. When I asked this question earlier, because I can't tell the secret. Okay,
no. You will say the secret, but I will tell you that every one of us inside him artist, you know, everyone in this earth is artist, but people work on it and people just doesn't work on it. If you work and practice and do it, so you get more vision, more idea, more skill. If you don't do it, just you busy with another thing for life, it's different, but everyone inside in art, we're born at art, everyone has vision.
Right. It's whether you pay attention to your vision and work
not,
at your vision. Yeah. But the first thing you said to me was, "Oh, do you think I'm an artist?"
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, "What?"
Do you think anyone think he's an artist? Like for me, myself, I didn't, I mean, like I do whatever I love. I have feeling and I vision and I get it out in this piece I'm working on. So, and when this piece is finished, I want to move over to another. So people come and see, oh, very good, beautiful in their eyes. I know that. And that's really, I didn't list of what I'm doing. I'm just being myself and telling you what I'm thinking about when I'm doing my work. But I know exactly what I'm doing and which place I'm in too, so but I'm thinking this way, like since the piece is finished, it just finished with me. I move in another. I keep going. The world is keeping going,
I mean, and to me, that's part of what. I mean, I don't disagree. I love the idea that everyone is an artist, but what makes you be a practicing artist, or when you've chosen art as your exercise, you are willing to share your vision with other people, and you always are thinking of new ideas, and that it's that having a unique vision that no one else has, and wanting to and knowing how to create it.
I do sculpture. I could do it with different material. It will be much easier more than doing it with clay. But working with clay is very different. There is a relationship. That's something you can't ignore. So people like anyone work with clay in any other media, put his hand in clay and work and get in love with it. Anyone ask why?
Why? Why do you think?
I think, it's the only material can listen to you, can do whatever you ask to do. And you be hard with it, you be easy with it, you put it in the fire, you put water to make it.
It listens to you. Yeah.
Have you ever had, I wish that's called conversation with clay, not and clay.
Okay, we have to change the name, Raymond. He said we have to call it conversations with clay. I like it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, sometimes when I ask people this question, I've had many people say, and then I touched clay for the first time. It's a phrase that I've heard over and over because they remember the moment, because it's so powerful.
In the Islam, we said, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we made from clay. So I think we are touching.
I totally agree. I think it is what we are made out of. We are of the earth. We will go back to the earth. It's a cycle. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to share our PowerPoint. I think we'll do that first, or we should talk about making plates matter first.
Whatever you want. I just forget to thank all the people coming today and all the people in the.
I didn't either. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Don't go anywhere yet. Okay, first we're going to talk about making plates matter. So after Ibrahim was here the first time, really another wonderful thing is that you just came and you became part of the community. I feel like right away, your love of clay, your love of people, it just became obvious that you were part of the play studio.
Yeah. And that's a lot of, most of if you're looking at the people making painting, working with painting, they find them very little people come together, But with clay people working with clay, they all come together. The clay bring all of them. There is love in it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a relationship with it.
That's the language all of us use. It's a clay language.
Yeah, that's right. We're all speaking the same language. So when we were thinking about the first exhibition in this new beautiful building, we were thinking about who would we love to work with? Who would we like to bring back? And whose work would represent our neighbors in this area, as well as the real spirit of the play studio. And of course, Ibrahim was at the very top of the list.
Thank you so
And he
much.
said that he would join us.
I really appreciate this show. This show pushed me to do these pieces. I will never do them. I'm glad.
And that's such a joy for me to hear, because the best situation, our mission is to support artists and community, and to be able to have you, when you said that to us, when we were having studio visits, the idea that because we were funded by Pew Center for Arts and Heritage, we were able to give a stipend, and this allowed a little bit of freedom because you could take some risks. So these are a couple of just process photos.
But I was so lucky too, I was so lucky too.
That it came out of the film?
Yeah.
Well, it's true. It's a relationship,
true,
but you
yeah.
never know if you're gonna break up.
So
if you're gonna break up.
after Jennifer called me for this show, I worked in so many different ideas, and then the show is supposed to be 21, I think.
It was supposed to be 2020.
2020, yeah. She called me
first time.
2019, yeah. And then Corona hits, and the show is delayed. So I was like, okay. So anyway, I was working in different idea, but I wasn't so much happy. Usually when I work, I don't like to be under pressure for deadline or something. So we have the time is open, and I was like, okay, I have this idea, I will try. So we make first piece, and I said I am so lucky because I was going to make the 3 pieces, but I said, let's try the first one first. So if this piece doesn't come safe, I will never do the second and the third, because I was thinking about something it's easier to finish on time, But then second piece comes safe, which was very nice. The third piece broke twice, guys. After all this work in the fire room, like twice. But then we have 2 pieces. You know how lucky we are. So this is it.
Yeah. And I don't have a picture of that piece that never worked, or hasn't worked yet, I should say. The magic
Which one?
carpet.
Yeah, the magic carpet. I don't think it will work this way, because I made this piece and I made another piece. It's bigger in size. It was like twice width and like 4x8, I think. It was 4x8 feet. And I think so. Part of my work, it's not just I'm making, it's also the engineering behind it, So how to make the piece and make it stand up. That's part of what I'm doing. So the engineering for the carpet piece, even if I try to make it again, it will not work, because the piece is very white and I want it hanging from the ceiling. And it's very fragile because it's carved from both sides. So the piece will snap from the weight of the piece. And if you make the edge of the piece thicker, because I can make frame for it, then it loses the beauty of it, For that, I don't think it will.
Yeah, but you got a chance to try, which you told me was important, just the chance to, the
I would
opportunity
love
to
really
think about.
to do it again, but it will need like supporter, and it also will not look good. You make it. We tried. We had a chance to try something. If I am bushy. I am like most of these pieces. It made 1 time and 2nd time and 3rd time and 4th to come. Pieces always break. But if something really will not work, why we will go like in circle?
Right. So you tried. So I want to ask also, a big part of these pieces is the base.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk a little bit about how that came to be?
I really made the slab first, and then I was thinking about uh, the batistel, not batistel, like yeah, the batistel, or it will be part of the piece.
Yeah.
Not something far away from what I'm doing, and something very simple. So I take shape, geometric shape of the shapes inside the drawing I do, and I make it bigger. And I never thought it will look like that really. So that's the good thing about uh, funding, and that's why I'm thinking the clay studio, because you do something, you don't see it before you put it together. So you're losing time, you're losing material, you're losing a lot of stuff. Like the first veneer piece, that's first time I do veneer. So
That's the downplayed. I always say, and then he decided to teach himself how to do wood marquetry.
yeah.
Just like, oh, no big deal. I'll just learn
I
this
mean,
other
like
really
first,
impressive
my
skill.
idea was to do these pieces stone, really, and then stone would be too heavy to move,
Yeah.
you know. And then I thought about metal, and I felt like metal it will be like not part of the piece, but because the piece part of the architecture, you know, in Egyptian architecture or Islamic architecture, so I start thinking about the wood in this way. And usually the member inside the mosque, or even the window sometimes, they make all these beautiful stars, geometric veneer. And I start thinking this way, even the geometric in the top piece, I'm very worried when I move to something new to take off from my work, you know?
Mm.
So I was like, want to make it one color flat, but then I got the idea of the veneer, and I said, okay, let's try one. And this one, the first one I tried, it took like forever. I think I would make a piece before I finish this one. It takes like I cut every piece with my hand, and it was like so much work really. And you know how veneer is like very tricky to cut it too. Sometimes it break.
Mm.
So then I asked one of my colleagues, he said, why are you doing that? We have like laser cut machine. And I was like, really? Can you help me to do that? And with this, the other two is laser cut machine. But this one, it takes the most of the time, really. And it was very nice experience, you know.
Yeah.
It's like to move. Using material with another medium with clay is just a little bit tricky. Could make your work look good.
Well, this one worked out.
Yeah.
So the screens are, and they started out, as you were saying, the mimicking a mashrabiyah.
Yeah.
That is the carved screen that would separate public and private spaces.
Yes.
And then you made the bases, you made them match, and then when you installed them, you had kind of a different vision. You realized what they look like.
Because it looks like a pot, like a ceiling and pot. And in this time, they were talking about in Egypt. I was listening to the news about the Ethiopian dam they made, and all the social media or all the news in Egypt was saying the Nile will be dry soon and blah blah blah. And I was like, no way. And also, like from my memory, the Nile is very quiet place, you know. Like I would go sit there and think about whatever I want, clearly looking at just the beauty of the water and the sky clear from. And these people, always man and his wife helping him fishing with the boat. It's so beautiful. So it's just kind of privacy too, you know, to sit alone sometime.
Mm.
And also to refresh your mind. And so that's why I call it the Bangkok. And I was like, no way, that's the best part. You know, without the Nile, Egyptian history will never exist.
Which means that human history would not exist, because we're pretty much
Yeah.
all, it all started there. Well, so that I love this idea that you had one idea about the mashrabiyah, which is a reference to place, because we were talking about, what
Yeah.
makes place important. And then you went through this whole process, and then at the end, it's actually even more personal. Because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
remembered sitting on the banks of the Nile watching the boats.
Yeah, but even if Cairo is very loud city, you just get a spot and even the line is very loud. There like people coming and going, like it's very crowded, like New York when you walk in the street in New York. But when you sit in front of the line, just relax. You just forget any noise. It's privacy.
Well, now you can sit on the bench in the gallery.
Yeah, and
look
look
at
at
this
them.
and have your special place. And that, the theme of the show being, why is place important? What makes place matter is, I think, especially important with this idea that you live in North Carolina now.
Yeah.
Your piece is about Egypt, and it's about your memories. It, to me, reflects the idea that when you leave a place, you kind of understand it better.
Also, guys, when you are away from the place, you think about it more. That's my childhood, it's your favorite time in your life.
Yeah.
It depends about person and person,
Sure.
So I have very happy childhood, So my father was very nice man, and my mom was fantastic woman, and my neighbor was very nice people. So I have very good memory about my culture,
Well, I love that it has all those layers and that we get to share the memories that you had. I'm gonna switch and talk a little bit about your other work through this PowerPoint that you sent us. And I just wonder, do you want to stand up a little to show? Because I know maybe this bench is not good for your back. If you're comfortable, I don't know.
It's okay. Yeah, I can.
You can sit down, but if you want to stand up,
Maybe stretch out.
yeah. So this is a selection of pieces that Ibrahim has worked on pretty recently, but maybe talk here about.
Fouting these with the first idea, really, I combine the idea of fossil shape with the idea of the Islamic jug filter together, but in new way, thinking about positive and negative spaces and the relationship between them too. So
wait, I just want to pause and explain what a jug filter is, because when you first started telling me like years ago, I was like, what's a jug filter?
Let's say Islamic geometry.
Right, but it also it's in the neck of a jug that you would sweep the water, and then this filter would make it so that the debris from the river doesn't get there, and you only see it. Sorry, I'm speaking.
Yeah. Go.
You only see it when you personally are having this experience. You're drinking, so you can see it, and it's this.
Yeah, we called it in Arabic الجمال الخفي, which in English is called hidden beauty.
Hidden beauty.
So you can see the carve inside before you go and drink from the piece.
And you told me in the beginning too. I remember when you tell me things. That this is every person.
Yeah.
Every person has hidden beauty.
Yeah. If here is beauty, everything.
Okay, sorry. Now I'll let you talk.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
Yeah. I'm just like, I mean, like, it was the first idea how to try to find a solution to put because I started my art making only forms, like ancient Egyptian forms, shapes, which I think they are sculpture too. So it's like people, it's like man or woman. So that was first time I tried to push myself to do something new, but also something very difficult, because this big piece holding in this small point, that's not easy at all. So that was the beginning of my idea.
Trying to make compost things that are almost impossible.
I will tell you this secret, guys. Maybe the people in Egypt will get mad of me, but when I was child, or when I was young, don't say child. In Egypt, people liked copy. work, So when I started to do my art, I don't want anyone to jump in my area. So I start to make it difficult on myself, especially I am new, no one knows me, So anyone can take your piece and in the show, you find it before you even make it. So I said, okay, I have the scale and I have my vision and this place is game. So I would do work, no one can copy it, or if someone wants to copy it, he will work so hard to copy it, and then he will think to do his own idea instead of copying it. You know what I mean? So that's how that's started. So
I never heard that part of the story before. That's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Elephant, it's one of 7 pieces in Syria. It's called Shababik. Every piece has 3 different animals. Like the smallest one was 12 inch by 12 inch. This is the biggest one, 4 foot by 4 foot. And the first one has the rabbit on it, it's very small. And the biggest one has the elephant on it. And I really was thinking also Shababik also is this idea of like مشربية. So Shabak means window, So I was like thinking about when you look from the window and you see different world, you can see animal, especially here in America, when I look from my house, I see always deer. I never seen that in Egypt, so it's like so excited about it. So yeah, and also combine the idea of Islamic art and Disney World too, because the drawing in Islamic art, if you see the birds and the elephant, like it has so much movement too, So try to think about, like I made the deer one who was like from Disney drawing, really.
Like Bambi?
Yeah.
Well, I never heard that before either.
So,
okay, great.
Yeah, I mean, the piece it's so good because it's UNCG. We have a very big can, no one uses, so that's why I try to make this.
No one uses it, so you try to challenge yourself to make it big.
I mean, like, why no one doesn't use this can?
I don't know.
Anyway, but yeah.
We talked about you bringing this to the old building, and
but
it wouldn't work.
It doesn't fit from the. I have it in. You know what? My gallery wanted about his door also is very small, so it's just like I told him it will not fit. Even if he has a storage area, it will not fit also from the door. That's a funny story about it. So when I make it, I measure the elevator because I was working at school. I just was show in school in UNC Greensboro, 2016, I think, as I remember. And I was working downstairs in the basement in the ceramic department, or in the ceramic studio, sorry. And the gallery is in the 2nd floor. So what I did, they have 2 elevators, one is small and one big. I measured the big one, and it was like exactly 48. This piece was 48 and a half.
Oh my God.
After I make it. So I put the shrinking period and everything, and I find a quarter really more. So I tried to get the piece into the elevator, it doesn't work. So with my friend Osama here, in this time, we invite him for workshop. And he helped me like moving the piece in the street all the way around to go to the front of the building, like a block or something. So
wow. You couldn't just shave off the sides.
You can.
Oh, it was already
You
fired.
can't even squeeze it.
I thought it was when it was.
Minaret piece, it become from the minaret, in Egypt, the idea of the minaret in the mosque. And I was really, when I made this piece, I get part, like I was like, it was like 2013 or 14, like right away since I came to America. And I was missing, like in Cairo, I listened to the prayer 5 times a day, the calling to the prayer 5 times a day in the microphone. And I was missing that so much. And every time I talk with my brother, Sometime I hear the TV is on and the prayer is calling in the TV, just like, and then I decided to make minaret piece, like kind of minaret piece. And there is this called the calling too, has it's like the microphone shape, but I don't think it's including it here.
And then I love that this picture has the shadow.
Yeah.
They're all, and the ones in the gallery, the shadows are exciting every different time of day.
So Debonese was exhibit here in the Clay Studio 2013, I think.
This one?
As I remember, yeah, with a show for with guards.
Yeah, the national, yeah.
Before that. And the idea, it come from the architecture of the arches in Islamic art, but I mean, I was thinking about the architecture and I want to do something from it. But then we went to Venice and there is San Marco space in front is the church and these beautiful arches, multiple of them, and you can see really through them big space, so beautiful. And then I got the idea of this piece and I make it.
And it's on the wall.
Yeah, it's on the wall instead of like arch like that. It's in the wall and it's 7 pieces in proportion. The biggest piece, I think, like 15 or 16 inch, as I remember, and the smallest piece is very tiny, very small, like this size.
That exaggerated perspective.
Yeah, Azhar Palms. I really call it Azhar Palms because it become from the idea of columns in Islamic art, and in Azhar, one of the oldest school in Middle East for Islamic, and it's known about every teacher or every sheikh taught in this school has a column under his name, so this doesn't have classroom. Their classroom will be the column, so they call the column just column Jennifer, like that. Column Jennifer teaching, column Raymond, you know, and the people come around the column and they learn from it. That's why I call it the Azhar Palms. And the palms because the tree, the palms, you get the date, you get something good from. And what I love about this piece, the crazy ending in that, you know, it's the same idea is like the Debonese piece, but it's much more complicated, you know, and how you end the column with the capital, yeah, that's the right word.
Capital.
Yeah, with the capital in very different way or different division, you know.
Yeah, and they're so.
And even the pieces in the bottom has gold in it. I wanted to make something that has mirror on it, so I want to look deeper in the.
Yeah.
So it has gold luster, and this pieces was. I mean, the column wasn't difficult more than this. This is like.
The disc was.
Yeah, the disc it was like you're making a slab, like 3 by 3 feet in round, and you want to fire it without brick. So.
And then fire it again for the luster.
And fire it again for the luster and the glaze, you know. So.
Yeah, you can see the reflection a little.
Yeah, the photo doesn't show up. Dovation also is the same idea of geometric design, and dovation. No, that's not division. It's magnolia. Okay, magnolia is a flower.
Right.
So I was thinking about the 60-point star in geometry and how I can do something with the idea of 60-point star, and I start thinking about this piece called magnolia, and all the design built. It has like 6 sides, 3 in the top and 3 in the bottom, and 6 arms connect. The one in the top connecting the bottom, and the one in the bottom connecting the one in the top. And this is the hidden beauty in the middle idea of the jug filter. So you have to go down and see the carving inside. But also all the design in these pieces become from the same base of the 6-point star, and you can see how you can change the design with your idea to different idea, you know, different design, very easy.
All with a compass.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
always use a compass. And so each of these 6 surfaces is a totally different pattern.
yeah,
I remember that. This
Yeah,
was
yeah,
in the gallery.
yeah. That's I
place
think,
studio.
Jen,
yeah, because you get
Oh,
after.
yep. What's up, Josie?
the people online can't see the images.
I can't see the images.
Yeah, 'cause we're looking at you.
Oh,
We don't like
no.
you.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I thought I.
We were seeing them at the beginning and then they stopped. There you go. Awesome.
Oh.
Sorry,
Always
yeah.
feel free to take yourself off mute and just yell at me. I can't see, when I have it on the screen like that, I can't see the chat. Sorry, everybody. All right, I'm gonna go through really quick. Ready?
Yeah.
Oop, this is what he was talking about. See, this is just as good as seeing it the whole time, right? There you go. I'm sorry. Okay, caught up.
Yeah,
My apologies. Thank you for telling me, Josie. Okay.
yeah. Then we go to innovation, which really one of my favorite piece because it become after my mother passed away. And in this time, I was very sad. And sitting outside of the window of the kitchen of my house, and then I saw this beautiful view of 2 birds having a nest. One of them watching for dangers, and one go feed the children and go. It's like that. So I try to think about innovation in this way. So, and for that I call it division. And it's like 2 birds body. It's really the bird body even coming from the Horus idea, which is I think before that. If you can see this Horus idea, if you can see the beak, you will go back here and see the beak up here, and combine the 2 pieces like it's 2 body, but it's 1 wing is or 1 body with 2 like how family house parents try to protect their children and try to get for them a good career in their life, and my family is fantastic. So yeah, so
Devoted to each other. Yeah, that's really lovely. Thank you.
oh, that's what we're going to Karnak.
And then maybe
Yeah,
you'll unwrap
okay,
one of those when we're done.
okay. I will make you happy. So El Karnak, I really, since I'm Egyptian and I'm very like bad Egyptian, I never visit Karnak
You're bad
in my
Egyptian.
life. Yeah, because I never see it. Like I always go travel or go where I have to do something. So I never take like some time to go really see this beauty, because that's what's surprising for me. I see these columns in museum, but as individual, 1 piece, you know, not as multiple like that. Anyway, so El Karnak, I was in Egypt in last December, and I get chance to go to Luxor, and then I went to Al Karnak, and I see these beautiful columns. Some of them is like 60-meter height and like 2.5 meter width. And the beauty about them is the multiple of them. So everyone has this capital. That's the right one. Okay. This capital top, which is coming from Biparius flower, you know. So the highest columns has open Biparius flower, and the short columns has like the one in the right there, that has the closed Biparius flower. And that's what inspired me for the project I'm working on now. Yeah, so I was like really so happy to see that in person. And if you go later, you will see the papaya flower up here and some symbol of it. So when I come back, I start to really think about this idea a lot, and I start to work in it. I make small piece first, and then I said to myself, these pieces will look so much better if you make it bigger in scale. And I start to make the another bigger piece, and that's really the last piece I made before I get injured. This one here, I made this one and I get injured. I didn't even put it together. Someone put it for me, but I want to make like 5 of them the same size as this size, but I couldn't anymore. So now I'm thinking about 5 of them in proportion from down small to big, and this one will be the biggest one. And if you go one more, you will find this one is finished. I glazed it before I came. Oh,
good video.
yes, right. That's at Star Works, guys. If you are familiar with Star Works in North Carolina,
Yeah.
It's, yeah, I mean, like, it was like, they have this Fire Fast.
Fire Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and we're gonna look here.
Yeah, you
Now
can.
I have to stop the share and share this other thing so people can really see it. Here we go.
And they ask me because artist who supposed to come, he doesn't come for this year because it's coming from outside of the country. Something happened. Anyway, they asked me to do it, and I agree. And then we did it in their scale.
Look at that. So cute. You can hear.
Okay. This one here?
Who made
No,
it?
no. That's the kiln at the star, and the who make it, I think, is someone his name, and he's an artist or kiln maker. His name Anderson from Hungary. That's what I remember.
He's from Hungary.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. So that's what I remember.
I think Sergey and Sapov.
But I can, yeah, I can ask for you if you are interested. Yeah, they do it every year for the event with different sculpture.
And the same guy built one that's up in Massachusetts somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's already sawdust. Yeah.
sawdust.
Sawdust.
Just
Yeah.
Does it make it? Can you see where the sawdust was thrown on, or was it just to make it exciting? To make it exciting.
Sometimes it makes a mark, but it just it's a show, you know, it's a game.
It is, yeah, seriously.
And it's so beautiful. I like it there too.
And then they
I am
closed.
bored of Star Guys. If anyone wants to come visit anytime.
Oh, you're on the board,
Yeah. Yeah. So I have to.
huh? And then they
No,
closed it back up again to let it cool down. Is that what happened? I think at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, they're closed.
Yeah. They asked me, you wanted I was very
You
worried.
weren't there, right? You were watching.
No,
it on-
I was in wheelchair, so I went in when they fired, but I wasn't there when they put the pieces inside the kiln
Mhm,
because it's supposed to glaze it there, supposed to come from the finish.
mhm.
And they did a good job, really. So yeah, that's the piece, and yeah, what I'm working here, I'm making the other 3 pieces of this series, which is called Karnak. So yeah, we made the so because the kiln is here,
don't
guys, just like short. So I measured the kiln and so we make the pieces that So we got the top piece almost done. You can really, yeah, because there is hand is up there very big. Oh, you were.
Yeah, you wanna put it there so they can see it too. If anyone has questions while Ibrahim's getting this here in the chat, maybe let me look.
So
These are just people
that's
saying.
the problem you want to go away.
So you're good.
Yeah. I think so. We can move the.
Oh, yeah, I'll move the
It's
computer.
very tight.
It's fine.
Put the light on.
Yeah, yeah, that would be great. Does anyone have questions for Ibrahim while he's? Starworks is in North Carolina. Yeah. What town, is it in Greensboro?
It's in
Seagrove, it's in Seagrove.
It's like 10 miles north.
Or all of the forms grown and then cut apart and reassembled, or are you carving the top pieces of slab, taking them from slabs?
Yeah, I mean, you mean, can you repeat this?
These top boards, are they made from slabs?
Yeah,
So they're not
that's that.
from-
No. It's not fully piece.
And then you carve or incise from the inside before you close the form?
Sorry?
Do you carve?
No, he's doing it all from the outside.
You're cutting from the outside.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
Yeah.
never coming from the inside and then closing. the form.
no, you're asking about the process of building the piece,
Yes.
so the piece has under it, inside it, cylinder,
A cylinder.
Okay.
So that's what you see, I think that's what I understand you asking, because that's what it was. And the cylinder has hole in it, it's not curved, this hole just to reduce weight.
Hmm. I think she was asking about whether these holes on the outside were pushed out or.
That 1, 2, 4.
You confused me now.
How many pieces is this?
It's one piece.
No, but wrong.
Strong, yeah, it's like 40.
Okay.
Like I threw a ball first and then I put foil and I threw the foil. Put holes and then put foil and threw it to make it. Yeah, especially because I'm carving it, I have to make it very thin. If it's thicker, you can't make like cut with the knife very small.
It's okay, if you can't get us, it doesn't matter.
No, it's
No, Raymond, don't. Just let him. Sorry. He didn't want me to touch. So you didn't, like, that's not a bowl that you threw separately and then flipped over. You threw it while it was
yeah.
attached.
You do it well, this one. Yes.
Yeah. So the piece throw it upside down. So
Yeah,
that
I
was
thought I
the bottom
remembered.
and that was the top. And then I flip it and I threw the top part.
Yeah, like you threw that as a bowl, but then you flipped it and kept going.
But then there's a way to agree to state.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Is it when you're drilling in like this,
Uh-huh,
the bits of clay,
uh-huh.
can they fall out the bottom or
Yeah.
are they just stuck inside there?
Sometimes put some of them inside,
It could be a sound thing too.
Yeah, except
usually
it's
I
so
don't
heavy.
use- Usually, I'm not like a fan of drill, ready to use a drill. But the situation of the clay, because it's very groggy and the piece is very thin, and my tools, I give pressure with it. So I don't want to give pressure to break the piece.
Crack the piece.
You know, for that I need to drill. But if I'm using the different clay, I would be not drilling really. I would use tools, so it's not any problem with anything. But also I miss these holes, so something people can do so they are very tiny. But I don't think there will be big thing, you know. So I try to clean it as I can when I'm working using the approach. And every hole I make, I just take the dust away. So it doesn't go inside as I can, but for sure. I mean, even if I'm cutting those knives, sometimes small pieces from inside the piece, cutting them inside, like shred, you know. That's it. That's all that. So there's a bottom piece. Inshallah, this is a top piece. And this one will become in the top of this one.
And we were talking also about the cartouche forms that you're.
Oh, and yeah, the cartouches reflect is the, you know, it's always the kiln name, you know, is yes. The king name.
King
Sorry.
thing. King, kiln, same thing.
Yeah. The king names you used to write them inside. Every king has cartouche, you know, but because the Karnak has so many different names of kings, you know, everyone come and put his name. So, and maybe they wipe another name and they put their name. I don't know. So I haven't just like solid out, but I have the symbol of the cartouche. I want to look as Egyptian.
Are you gonna put luster
Yeah.
on
Oh,
the
yeah.
cartouche?
Yeah.
So then you are the king, because you will be reflected.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I am using gold in the cartouche to give us this like wealthy, rich.
Royalty,
You know,
yeah.
it's like, yeah. Even if in the old Egyptian, the silver was more expensive more than the gold.
Oh.
Yeah.
Guess it was more rare.
But you will now understand the relationship with it.
Well, thank you for unveiling those for us.